The greatest feeling in the world was holding my own gun. I'm hypertensive, but all my decisions been wholesome. My independence had me flipping on siblings I stole from. Said I'm just big and loud. Well, £1/2 is my silent treatment. I punched out plugs I could've stopped from eating.
Stash of the product, shy nigga got a gun in the mask in the grass, it's a popper. I was Robin Hood with the stock, don't get shot up. Now I'm watching Robin Hood and my stocks, they just shot up.
When we got with Chris, then we started seeing even more professional levels. And then everything else started getting more like, yo, this is solid. And I knew we gonna move right. And he started getting that bread, so them bulletproofs like 200 each. So, you know, I knew he was safe. And that's all that mattered to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not famous. It's before social media, so no one know. It's me and Mike Lighty coming to pick up the back end or whatever to collect the money before he hit the stage. After that, you dealing with some real securities that we had. We had the illest securities to this day. Some of Drake's security, Chris Brown's security, they all work for us right now, you know what I mean? And they were all for us, you know what I mean? And they were the realest, man. We had a solid team, bro.
So the first album comes out, goes nuts. Y'all are running all over the place. What was your focus as far as your career was concerned?
So now this is where I stopped being as much as a producer because on the road, I'm busy handling stuff.
Coordinating, road management.
So after a while, like, it's like, damn, man, I can't make a beat. Like, we ain't sitting still for nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, then I started realizing, yo, you can rent a bus with a studio in it.
Yep.
So the first bus I rented was the one that Juvenile pulled up to my crib with.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He had a booth in it.
Oh my God.
He had a booth in it, everything. They take the generator out when they get to the hotel, connect it to something so you don't hear the vibration when you're recording, and that was it. And whenever we got to a city, we would not only just do the show, we recording every record, G-Unit album, everything. So we were non-stop workers. That's one thing I give Fifth, we work, bro. We put that work in. So every minute was counted for.
When did that run end?
The end, so started in 02, ended in 07 for me.
That's a
During the
Five-year
Curtis
run.
album?
Right before Curtis. Right after Banks dropped his album and then Buck the World came out. Like probably a month around that time, Buck the World album came out. That's when it ended for me.
Why is that?
I mean, Fifth came to the decision where he just was done. He felt like he had it on his own. He wanted to do it.
Okay.
And he made a call.
What, as far as like making records on his own or just?
No, running the company, president. I was the head of the company, you know, managing Banks, Yayo, Buck, you know what I mean? So he was like, yo, he wanted to cut the ties. And that's when he made a cut. He made a call.
So are y'all still cool?
Yeah, we ain't got beef. We just parted ways.
Right.
It wasn't a beef. It wasn't an actual issue.
Right.
It just Fifth just be flipping now. You know what I mean? That's just, I can't say more than that. He trip out. So at this point, it was my turn.
Most people would ask, like, most people would expect there's a story behind it where you did something in order to deserve getting scissored.
If you ask him, he'd say I was making too much money, man. That's my boy though, right?
Was you?
Huh?
Was you?
There's no
There's
such
never
thing as
such thing
making
as
too much
too much
money.
money.
That's a fact.
There's no such thing as
There's no such thing.
That's where they do that at. Like,
So, but this is one of those parts of my life where I learned, like, damn, bro, he watching what I'm making. He's making 10 times more than me. But he still care about that. I'm driving Ferraris. I'm doing too much. I'm shining. And you, 48 laws of power. Never outshine the master. And that's when I learned that.
Lord number one.
You know what I mean?
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So that's when it started becoming a little crazy. And then, you know, but me, it was no beef, like I said. So we just had to part ways. I said, all right, cool. Still helped out Buck. Came back, did Beamer, Benz, and Bentley with Banks. Kept helping Banks. And then Banks, you know, he was worried because Fifth was he was tripping. So then Banks kind of like, I can't shot. They had to choose sides. So once you choose sides, I was like, all right, bro, y'all got it, man. And then just
Do you
I
feel like
moved
he
on.
lost trust for you?
Nah, I just felt like he wanted 100% of what he had. He wanted to control it. You know what I mean? So before, you know, I was running the show. I was the one managing. I was president of the company. I was running the show. I was making the moves, hiring the people. I put the promos team there. I put everybody there. You know what I mean? So he wanted 100% of it. He wanted to run the show.
I mean, I'm not in his business. I don't know what the papers look like at the time, and like maybe what may have spurned that decision or caused that decision to happen.
So one thing I do know, there was some girls that worked at the label.
It's always a woman.
Yeah. They had this plan. It was called She Unit.
You serious or you joking?
Dead ass, man. Y'all can laugh.
Oh my
It was called
God.
She Unit, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this
Why is
story.
everybody
It's
Like
called
that?
She
That's-
Unit. Yo, it's called
wow.
She Unit, bro.
Everybody
That's
is
different.
different.
That's different.
Yo, y'all asked me a question. I'm not holding nothing back.
Definitely.
I told you I got love for son, bro.
Right.
But he was listening to them, and they were like, "Yo, we got this. Y'all doing too much. Listen, we got this." So he started listening, and I'm like, "Yo, all right." And that's when it started going crazy, bro. I seen the marketing plan, and it was like they had a plan to run this shit, and 100% of nothing after that. Not another album came out. Nothing else came out. Nothing after I left.
You know what's funny from looking from a bird's eye view, right? There was a time during the early 2000s where it was like, you know, he had signed MOP, he signed Mobb Deep,
Mace.
The Games.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
Yeah,
the game was
everybody-
earlier.
For Mob, that was a good one. With Mob, I was really
Right.
happy to work with Prodigy and Have.
But then I looked
Again.
again.
Full
Yeah,
Again, full circle.
for you.
Yep.
yeah,
yep.
that's official.
Yep.
But then I was looking and I was like, in my mind, I was in prison at the time, so I'm reading all the magazines, I'm looking at the movie, I'm just super into the unit. And I'm like, why is this important? Why is them being on a label so important right now, right?
Yeah.
And what is it gonna do for their careers later? Because I seen MOP, and shout out to Fame and Dance, go from Rockefeller to G Unit, right? And I was like, nah, this nigga's playing that 48 Law shit. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I
'Cause
understand.
I was reading
didn't
that book
get
at
it
that
either.
time.
At the first, I was like, why is he doing this? Like, they already established, blah, blah, blah. But he had a plan, and we just had to follow it. And we was good. The MOP records was crazy. The Mobb Deep actually came out. That was completed.
Right.
And then he was doing stuff like Olivia, and I'm like, I don't get it, right? And he was just had a vision. And then I'm trying to get some new dudes that you never heard of, and something unsigned that you, and we found this kid in Arizona named Hot Rod.
remember him,
Fifth
yeah.
heard that, and he loved it. So he ended up taking over it and was like, yo, I'm gonna do this. And then I was like, yo, let's get some more. But he just wanted to focus on the ones I guess that were already established.
So do you feel like a lot of conflict came in when he was bringing a lot of artists on?
No, it was no conflict with that, because I put him in a place I did for Mobb Deep, the single off the album.
Crazy record.
You know what I mean? One of the
Crazy.
biggest ones
Yeah.
off that album.
What was
So-
the name of that joint?
Blood
300 Deep?
No.
Were all of them on it?
What?
Was Mobb Deep on the record, MOP on the record, was one record. I think it was called 300 Bars, 300 Deep or some shit like that.
Oh, that wasn't on no album though.
That was a freestyle.
Freestyle, yeah.
Okay.
That shit was hard.
Yeah,
Put them in their places that.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
record.
my shit.
yep.
Right.
And then there was a time where we were sitting in a meeting, and Jimmy was like, yo, who did this track? And this was my time where I was really about to be happy, like, yo, I did it.
What track?
Put him in your
Put him in
place.
your place. All right.
Fifth said, Havoc did it.
Oh.
I said,
Oh, that stung me just now. God damn.
Did he do it out of spite or he?
he got his own ways, man. So he got to control the show, bro. And he didn't want Jimmy to look at me like I was like the one making the real things happen. So he had to give it to Havoc, because Havoc is Havoc.
Right, right.
So he was like, yo, Havoc did it. I'm like, looking at him in the meeting like, this nigga's crazy, bro.
You didn't correct them?
I fell in line, bro, because it's like, yo, if we do that in that meeting, it's not going to look good.
Well, you definitely can't. Not,
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but a conversation after the fact, like, yo, bro, why would you tell him?
Yeah, no, we definitely had a convo after, bro. But that was the beginning of the end. That was the beginning of the end. So I'm just seeing his moves, and I'm like, bro, I'm with you, bro. And it was like, yo, he just kind of had his own vision.
You
So I
keep
had to
saying
fall
that,
in
but
line
I'm
with that.
trying to figure out what that vision is when it's like, I just don't
The vision
understand.
is what you see right now. It's not a label. It's just nothing else happened. You know what I mean? I was the one that actually get these artists to deliver the albums. Like, we get in the studio, make these records, mix these records, deliver the album. I know how to deliver. You take me out the equation, ain't no deliveries, man.
What happened to the She Unit?
That's a good question.
It never happened.
Never happened, man.
So that's
Never
good,
happened.
Because this is the first time I'm hearing that.
I never heard of something.
I never heard of
called
C Unit.
Nah,
New one
real
on
shit.
it.
What?
New one on the historical.
Female groups? The whole female
No,
group?
no female group, no female rapper. It was just female like behind the scenes.
Wait, but then,
Oh.
back when y'all was doing the mixtapes, y'all had what's that girl, Scarlett?
yeah, Scarlett, yep.
She was
from up
supposed to
here.
be signed to the.
Yeah. She was on it, yep. And then she just kind of went left, and then he just kept
okay.
moving.
Okay,
But he was writing her songs. She wasn't really a rapper.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Got you.
she was pretty and all that, and then she had a lot going on. So he kind of just let her go. But she definitely was ready.
What
In
about
a space where she wanted to be on.
what about Brooklyn?
Brooklyn was the homie, but she was signed to Drake.
Right.
When we put on the record, that was my homie, Brooklyn.
Right.
But she was signed to Drake, so it wasn't like she was on us.
I thought she was G Unit.
Nah.
Olivia
She signed
came
to
out
Drake.
though.
Not an album,
No, I mean you put the
just
video out. You had to
features.
sing
just
it.
a feature, Best Friend, and another record,
Did
probably
she-
a single.
Yeah, the single.
She had a single, but yeah.
with the video shot and all that. Like
Yep. But when you think of G Unit, do you think of an R&B singer?
no.
Exactly. So then that just didn't make sense.
It wasn't marketed right.
It wasn't marketed. It wasn't time for that.
I felt like at that point you guys could have expanded into anything you wanted to though.
Absolutely.
But that's,
R&B wouldn't have been so left if you decided to.
but that's the thing he's saying. He said 50 had his own vision. And
Yeah.
that, whatever that vision was, is what we see now.
So I could bring
As a
him an
result
artist
of
that
it.
I told him like, yo, we need to sign this. If it wasn't a part of his vision, he gonna tell me straight up, nah.
No reason, no explanation, just no.
Just nah, bro.
And when you step to him about not giving you credit for the Mobb Deep record and say, yo, why did you do that? Nope.
It's because Havoc is the big producer and he needs to be seen as that.
I mean, he would have been that anyway, though.
Yeah, but he had a vision that I didn't understand, but that's what he saw.
But at the cost of you.
At the cost of me. But I had to sacrifice since we started. So I guess he got used to that.
What were some of the other ones?
Other what?
Sacrifices.
Come on, bro.
It's all around. Look around you, man. You can find inspiration. You can find discouragement. It all depends on you. Perception is everything. Some people just hear another song. Some people hear the greatest. A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway.